Hello and welcome to today's Thought for the Day on Friday the 25th of September. My name is Suzanne and any background noise is the responsibility of the gerbils, I'm afraid. Today we're looking at a Psalm of David, Psalm 4. Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin. When you are on your beds, search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Many, Lord, are asking, who will bring us prosperity? Let the light of your face shine on us. Fill my heart with joy when their grain and new wine abound. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. There are a few suggestions of when and why this psalm was written. One suggestion is that it was David's lament when the people were verbally attacking him and his character and dragging his name into disrepute. Another is that David wrote it when the people were complaining about a drought which was devastating the harvest, and therefore had decided to leave the Lord and seek help from other gods. But when and why it was written are probably much less important than what it has to say to us today. What is it that helps you to sleep at night? A cup of Horlicks, gentle music, complete silence? Years ago, for me, it was this bear. I think I've had her since I was born. I'll let you guess her name, but I might tell you later. Or maybe a better question to ask would be, what is it that stops you sleeping at night? In Psalm 4, we hear David telling us that he knows the Lord, who brings him both peace and joy, and because of that, he can lie down and sleep. And we too, like David, can find that peace and joy in the Lord. Just recently, I've noticed how often I find myself reading, I called out to the Lord and he answered me. This is how we start with David today. Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. David is issuing a passionate plea, a plea to the Lord who David knows and loves. The Lord who David knows is always ready to listen and always ready to answer when he calls. It is because David knows that the Lord answers that he finds his peace in the Lord. Like David, we can call out to the Lord, and when we do, he does bring us relief from distress. In my experience, the Lord does not always remove that distress and whatever is causing the problem in my life, but he does walk with me, and sometimes he even carries me through it. And in that I find my comfort and peace. In verse 4 we read, Tremble and do not sin. When you are on your beds, search your hearts and be silent. I'm sure that there are many other interpretations of this verse. My own takes me to those times when I lie down at night and start to relive the day. I assume I'm not alone in this, but maybe I am. I hear myself reminding myself of all the times that I have failed the Lord that day, when I haven't followed his lead, I haven't loved and been compassionate to the ones he has called me to be loving and compassionate to. I find myself saying that I'm not good enough. I am a failure, and so much more besides. At times like that, the peace that David knew in the Lord is hard to find. But then I remember that it's not just I called out to the Lord and he answered me that has featured heavily in my reading lately, but also, if my people turn to me and call on me, then I will answer them. So for those of us who struggle with the belief that we have failed, that we're not good enough, we need to notice the end of verse 4. Search your hearts and be silent. So after I have struggled with the thoughts of not being good enough, of all the things that I've done wrong again today, then I can be silent. I can, after crying out to the Lord, I can be silent and hear his voice. I can be silent and know his forgiveness. I can be silent as I rest in the Lord's arms and know the comfort of his eternal love, of his peace. So that covers the peace that David knew. But what about the joy? In verses 6 and 7, we read two requests from David. Let the light of your face shine on us. Fill my heart with joy. That first request is probably referring to the priestly blessing given to Aaron through Moses by the Lord. A blessing given by the Lord to be said over the chosen people of Israel. And the second shows what was important to David. Not happiness brought about by the acquisition of material wealth, but the joy that comes from knowing the light of the Lord's face shining on him. What a wonderful way to know the Lord's joy, a joy that is everlasting for each of us too. And finally, we come to my favourite verse in this psalm, the reason that my bear has made an appearance. I wonder if you've guessed her name. Well, I don't remember her having a name for a very long time, but when I was about 11 or 12, I named her, and her name is Sally. In Isaiah 43, we read, "Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name, and you are mine." God knows each of our names. He knows my name. He knows your name. We are his. But back to Psalm 4. My favourite verse reads, "In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." In this verse, we can see that no matter what difficulty or distress his life brings, David is able to lie down and sleep, because he knows that in knowing the Lord, he is safe, he has peace, and he knows joy. And for those of us who find that lying down in peace at night can sometimes be a challenge, I pray that we know that same blessing that Aaron said over the Israelite people, the blessing that is for us too, the blessing that comes directly from the Lord. The Lord bless us and keep us. The Lord make his face to shine on us and be gracious to us. The Lord turn his face towards us and give us peace. May you know the Lord's peace, the Lord's joy, and rest in his safety as you sleep, because he knows you by name and you are his.